We're rolling into week 3, and you're looking for wide receivers. You're decimated at the position. Deebo Samuel's hurt, and you're trying to find a guy to patch up things for your flex. You did not draft well at wide receiver because running backs are falling to you in the draft, and you're loaded up at running back. So you're trying to find that wide receiver to help you out. Jauan Jennings for the 49ers is going to step up in workload due to Deebo Samuel being out. That is what's being projected considering what the snap totals and targets look like from the 2 previous weeks. We're going to deep dive him, his situation, and the advanced metrics to see whether or not you need to look at him right now for fantasy football, for your bench, to start, or whatever you need to do. But before we even do that, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're doing deep dives on these players every day. So when these players start to trend, there will be a deep dive. You can see that deep dive, look at those metrics, look at what I'm saying, make the decision for yourself. We're also talking about the waiver wire every day. We're also using these videos to help you set your lineups. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned. Watch the videos that will help you, and then you can make your decision. But today, we're looking at Deebo being out with that calf injury. Could be out for some time. We're monitoring that. But Jauan Jennings stepping up here. 5 targets week 1, 4 targets week 2. So we got some opportunity in this offense here. So it's something to note, something to look at. He's got 7 balls caught on the season, and people are looking at him as a waiver wire pickup, or he might be already picked up off the waiver wire because he is one of the trending wide receivers for the waiver wire going into week 3. But looking at what he's done over the course of his career, he has been steady with the Niners, not overly productive. But the thing is, they like him. They like him, or they would have cut him loose. He's 27 years old. He's still on the team. He's been on the team for a bit. And players like this, they come and go with this production. So that being said, they like him. They count on him. They trust him. They're not bringing in other wide receivers to put over him. They're saying, hey, we got Jennings here. He's good. He knows the system. We trust what he does. That's what that's really telling me. I'm not looking at the numbers. That's what that tells me. You see a guy getting 265 yards, 416, 282. That's what that tells me. He's staying with the team. That's why he's here. He's trustable. He knows the system. And again, not the most athletic prospect, but that doesn't matter right now. We're on the field. We're on the field right now. 6'3", 215. We got some size. That being said, it's going to be fun to watch. Deebo Samuel out. Brandon Ayuk, though, is a guy that's probably going to get more targets, but might get concentrated more in coverage. Jennings might get more run. I like Jacob Cowing as a prospect. He might need his own You Need video. Let me know in the chat if you want me to do so. I'm still thinking about it. I probably will, and it might be soon. It might be soon because I like Jacob Cowing a lot. For deep leagues, you may want to look at him. Ricky Pearsall, we're waiting for him to come back. So there's a lot of ambiguity in this offense. There's a lot at this wide receiver spot with Deebo being out. With that being said, there's a lot of opportunity for Jennings to get targets. And we're looking at Jennings right now. He's getting an 8 out of 12. An 8 out of 12. Air yards per target, 12. And that's higher than Deebo, Ayuk, and Conley. And that being said, that's a good mark considering you're probably going to start seeing more targets, which means that could naturally make that regress to the mean with more work. We have 9 targets on the season, 4.5 targets per game, which is pretty good with Deebo there on top of Ayuk. And he's also running on 64.1% of the routes, running 50 routes, so 25 per game. He's getting a lot of workload there in the route running department. He's running a lot of sprints, sucking up a lot of air running routes, which means that's opportunity because you cannot get targets if you're not on the field running routes. You can't catch balls if you're not on the field running routes, and they wanted him on the field running routes. And that being said, you got 9 targets out of that. You're getting volume, you're getting workload, and workload matters because in the right game scripts or the right situation with what we're seeing right now could lead to production. I want to talk about Jacob Cowing real quick. This is a player to monitor, a player to watch. Most of your traditional fantasy leagues, you're not picking them up. But if you're in a deeper league, 14, 16, 18, 20 team, deep dynasty, he should be rostered as a tax squad player. But age-18 broke out with 2 different collegiate programs, stepped up his game, has been productive. Market share standpoint, over 20% market share of his team's passing production throughout his collegiate career. This is a player with speed. He's nuanced. He's got good hands. He can create separation. This is a player to watch. This might be the player that you need to watch the video on and pick up instead of him. This might be the player to watch. I'm going to do a video on him, and I'm jonesing myself up to do so. Let me know in the comments about that. I want to hear about that. But we're looking at the matchups. We got the Rams here. That's going to be a fun matchup. That's going to be weird. We got a lot of players out in this game. It's going to be a broken game script. I don't think Vegas knows what to do with it. I don't think you guys know what to do with it. We don't know what to do with it. We got the New England game. Obviously, from what we saw last night, that's going to be slower. With the Arizona game, they're probably going to attack them with Mason a lot. But again, volume's going to be there in the passing game. Seattle, Kansas City. Kansas City's locked down. Deebo might be back by then as well. And we're looking at the Rams offense. They're 11th among teams at allowing PPR fantasy points to wide receivers. Jameson Williams went off. Also, Marvin Harrison Jr. went off against them. They allow fantasy points, and they're above the league average. They're averaging 33.6 points per game versus the league average is 30.6 per game. So they're above that league average by 9.8%, and they might allow more fantasy points to Brandon Ayuk. That might be the hitter, or Jennings might be the default guy if they're trying to lock up Ayuk. That being said, you may want to look at Jennings going forward, and you're looking at this over-under. It's not good, but Vegas doesn't know what to do here. They don't. What if Mason goes off, pushes the game script? What happens? We don't know. This could be a low-scoring game. They might lean more on the run on both ways, but how's Kyren Williams going to run on the Niners? He did last year one time. He did. So he might be able to score fantasy points on the Niners and keep things moving, but if it doesn't happen, this could be an ugly game, or this game script could break. It could break. You do not know what's going to happen because both teams got their jabronis out there. And that being said, when you're looking at the fantasy rankings per 4for4, one of the most accurate set of rankings out there week to week, year after year, he's ranked 53rd among wide receivers. And you're looking at where he's ranked at, it's coin flips. It's coin flips. So him versus Jalen Naylor is really a coin flip. They're both out there running routes, getting opportunity. The ball's just got to go their way. One of them's got to cross the goal line. Adam Thielen, I don't know if they're going to really trust that. You got Yoshi there. He's in a fun matchup. You got Tolbert. All those guys are ranked ahead of him, but a guy ranked below him. Keon Coleman versus Jennings. Keon Coleman didn't do anything last week. He only got one target. You're just seeing what happens with him, but he's in a matchup against Jacksonville, where last week they did allow a deep target here and there. Also, Josh Reynolds got a lot of targets over the middle. Greg Dortch is in a great matchup for him to hit. He's very safe. You may want to go Greg Dortch over Jennings. That being said, once you get deep enough, you're going with Jennings. So you really got to be hurting to start him. You really got to be hurting to want to start him on your fantasy team this week. That being said, if you're looking at him versus another player and it's that deep, flip the coin or just go with your gut, because honestly now you're just hoping for touchdowns. So you don't need him. You're good at wide receiver. This is a situation you don't want to depend on, and you're just only picking him up if you're hurting. You only need him really if you're hurting, but he is going to be getting targets. He is going to be running more routes. He is going to be getting more opportunity. And if you want to look at Jacob Cowing, he's great for deeper leagues as a stash to see what happens, because he does have some upside in his offense. He's a rookie with a lot of talent. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.